All right, guys, watch list for Wednesday. Remember, the market's closed on Friday, so 2 trading days left. I think volume's going to be kind of dead, but we'll see. I didn't mean to start with this one. Let's go to ICON first. All right, ICON, 2 days down in a row. Today, a really big down day. Love the support at 33. If we can sell off a little more tomorrow and get near 33, I'll look for an intraday setup for a possible bounce play. All right, DYAX. Nothing compelling here except that it's at $25.15 in after hours. So that has to go on the gap play watch list. Something I forgot to do was check the float on the thing to see if it's going to be 134 million. All right, so that's not ultra compelling, but doesn't really matter. I still want to watch that gap up in DYAX tomorrow. Might give us one of our favorite setups, so we'll see. DGLY. A nice little bounce yesterday and today, kind of gave a lot of that back. Let's look at it on 15. So it's been holding this 1250 area after the gap up on earnings, kind of came down, settled in, and the market was super weak today. So this one I'm going to put on bounce watch, even though on the face of it, you look at the daily and say it doesn't really look like a bounce play. If it can hold this support, let me go back to 15s here. If it can hold this support around 1250, I think this one might actually start to head back up. But it's, let me try to see how many shares it traded today. I mean, it's already 192,000, okay? I thought maybe we were headed back up when you take today's candle out of it yesterday, so I had it on watch. Never gave any kind of an entry today, but just because you had this spike up, and DGLY is kind of an old favorite of mine ever since it did this, there was a lot of good plays in it. Certainly doesn't have the passion it had back then. But whenever you get some kind of spike like this, I try to watch it for a couple weeks. We may get a trade in it. It's one of those though you really kind of need news to come in. But if you already have it on watch, you already have it on your trading platform, you already have it on a chart, and then say news does come in, you're ahead of the game. You're already ready to go on it. So that's kind of my thinking on that one. It's certainly not my favorite setup. RKUS in a week tape. We had this on watch yesterday. Never gave an entry. But in a week tape today, it actually held up pretty well. I still like it. I like it over, today's high was 1302. You get through today's high, this one might take off. Okay, so I'll write down 1303 in my notes, but I don't know. Anytime you get around a whole number, a lot of times it can chop back, back and forth around it. So I don't look at 1303 as super important. Okay, but I do like it if we get any volume through 13. ZIOP gapped up yesterday, sold off, gapped down a little bit and sold off some more. These are old lines. They don't mean anything now. But a lot of times, stocks go into a range, and you could argue that it's in a range from here to here, right? So from about 1045 to 1350, right? Well, we're back down near the bottom of the range. So it's interesting to me again. XON, keep your eyes on that one. If XON starts to head back up, ZIOP more than likely will follow. So I like the way ZIOP trades a little bit more. It's a little easier to trade than XON. OVAS. All right, this was over 55 bucks 5 sessions ago. Now it's under 35. You also have a gap fill. That's not that important to me, but it might be relevant. I want to watch this one for a bounce. It's just a matter of an old oversold chart. Might give us a nice intraday setup. CNAT, another one that's just gone into a range from here to here, and we're back down near the bottom of the range. And you can see this one can move nicely at times. Probably, I don't have it in front of me, probably a lower float stock. So I'm going to watch CNAT. Speaking of lower float, CAPN tried. It's got nice support now. It's got really nice support now between, what is that, like $6 and $6.50. I mean, it's been trading in that range for 2.5, almost 3 weeks. It tried to take off today, ended up, again, I think the weak market got a hold of it. I still want to watch this one because it's in an area of support and trying to break to the upside. And as you can see from candles like this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, CAPN sometimes can get downright giddy to the upside. So with recent action, I want to have it on watch. GBSN, big volume for this one. Not a lot of chart history to go on because it's a relatively newer issue. Really want to watch this one now. It looks extended to me, but we might get a small gap down in a red to green or something like that. We called this one today. Called it right here. I think 332, 333 with a 319 stop. And man, it was just off to the races. It got up through 4. Huge percentage gain there. It was my favorite stock to watch today. Kind of like Gene yesterday. Both of those, I kept showing the chart saying, guys, this one looks like it could be all day. I even typed out, I think on Twitter today, that GBSN might be today's Gene, and it certainly was. So do I want to chase this tomorrow? No, but again, anytime you have something that shows it can move like this, it's extremely low float. It's got to be on a chart somewhere on your monitor, for going forward for the next week or two, because you can get some nice follow-up trades. And then RADA, I had a decent trade in calling this one too today. It did end up, closing, maybe the weak market again. It certainly looks like over today's high, over 320. You look to the left, you just have a 325 high, and then this one could be off to the races. Look what it did back here. I think it probably needs to go sideways or come in for a few days, but this one really has my attention too. So that's RADA. We will also be trading what we find in the pre-market tomorrow. All right, gap plays. We'll trade them. We'll look for some gap fades and some gap and goes. So that's the list I'm going to start with. Quick glance at the SPY. Closed at its lows today. I talked about that. It's really we're still just in a defined range. This was the last day of the quarter, so you really don't know what to expect as far as the day unfolded today. The farther we got into the day, the less interested I became in trading anymore, because we got our morning money, and last day of the quarter, who knew what was going to happen? And it was pretty squinky out there after that. So we get what I call an overnight reset, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. Stock in the early plays. That's where the money is made generally, is in that first couple hours for me. All right, I'm going to quit babbling, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.